Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you're able to see it.
Yes. Yes, I can see.
You can see perfect. So what we are trying to do today is, this is another listing. Okay, so what exactly it is? COVID-19, this is the same study, this is the same protocol, this is the informed consent, this is Friday, today is November 8th, whatever. This is the subject number. We need the subject number, again ADSL, because when we are going to listings, basically, first we do SDTM, first we standardize. So I've shared with you the CDIS document. That CDIS document is one where you will see that all the questions which are asked to the patients, those questions are linked to those standard variables in the standard domains, which is mentioned in that CDIS document. Suppose I ask you when was the adverse event date. It is that adverse event date is mapped to the standard variable in SDTM domain at AEST adverse event type. And where does it come? It comes under the domain adverse event. So these are some of the things which, first is the standardization of it, because different studies are going on in different, different organizations. I mean, different pharmaceutical organizations. They have different terminologies. So FDA can't look into all those. FDA needs a standardized structure to validate then review the data. That is why it has come up with SDK, Standard Data Tabulation Model. Once that is done, what we do after that, we go to ADAM, Analysis Data Model, that we analyze the data. Okay, like what are the, basically what are the number of, I mean, patients who have been looking for it, the vital signs average, first, I mean, what is the, vital signs which have been gathered during the first visits of these patients, the last visit of these patients, any kind of analyzing of those data. Because standardization, we can't make any changes. We have to just map the data in a correct format as per SDTM structure. Adam dataset also has a structure, and that is where the data can be analyzed. From that Adam and some from SDTM, we create this listings, the list of data. For one condition, what are the data present? Like here, if you see, it is an informed consent. So this is the subject number, ADSL.Q subject ID we need from ADSL. And this is the informed consent date. When was that informed consent? When was the date in which the person has given that, the person has given his or her consent is called the date of informed consent. And that is, date of informed consent is RFIC. Okay. Now, if we go back to the CDISC terminology, we will see RF. If you see DM, this is DM domain, range demographic, RFIC, date and time of.
Hello, uh, Darshit,
I
are you
cannot.
sharing DM domain? Because we cannot able to see. We are just seeing some
I
word doc.
cannot.
I cannot hear anything that you said.
Uh, I'm seeing only
I
the
can
word.
only see the folders.
What? I'm not getting it.
Yeah, hello, Archit,
Uh,
I'm
yes.
seeing only the Word documents like RTF folders, sorry, RTF file, and not seeing your DM domain you're showing, right?
One second, let me share my screen. Now, can you see?
Yeah.
Hmm? No, okay. So what happens is that RF, this is RFIC. Now you can ask me, this is a DM domain, it is in DM domain, but why is it present in ADSL? Yes, we'll come to that. ADSL is subject records. All the important subject related questions which are asked throughout the study will be captured in the main data set, which is ADSL. Okay, subject level analysis dataset, it's called. It's similar to DM. It's not similar, but like in DM, we will have every patient will have a distinct record. For every patient, this is a distinct record demography, because demography can't be for one person different, right? So here there will be no duplicates, but for lab there can be duplicates. For ECG there can be duplicates. For vital signs there can be duplicates. But for one person, more than one blood test can be done. For one person, more than one vital signs can be done. So there will be repetition. But for demography, the questions are in a way which will not be repeated. It is very distinct. Every question, every entry, or every record in this demographic domain will be unique to a specific subject. Okay. So from here, you will see RFIC-DTC. What is exactly date, time of informed consent? Okay. It is the type of, it would be character. It would be a character data type. It would be date. It would be in date format, ISO 8601 date format. ISO 8601 is what? It is YYYYYY format. Like the date would be 2024 slash 11 slash 08. Like 8th November 2024, it would be written like that. Okay, that is the way it is written. RFIC DTC, and I mean, this is the format that would be done. Okay, now here we have taken the same thing. If you see, now let's go to ADSL. ADSL is there. See, okay, this is the ADSL in the work directory. Just a minute. Okay. First, let's go to the ADS, Adam data, I mean, Adam folder, library. Here we take the main ADSL, okay? This is, remember, I have given you this ADSL, I have given you the codes, I have given you the mock shell. So practice that. That would be important. Upload this in SAS, then establish the library like this. I hope you know how to establish. This is how you establish the library. After that, you practice the program one after the other, play around with the program and understand what exactly is happening. Because this is the practical work that you will be doing when you do. That's the reason why. So that, and when you are doing it, type the program and practice. Don't copy paste and understand. See the program, understand the program. If write some part of the program, then you'll get stuck. Go back again, see the program again, understand, again come back and type. So that by the time you are doing this 5-7 listings, which I'll give it to you, you will be confident enough. Okay, this is a similar way that we will be doing. So when you are working in an organization, when something different listing comes, there will be people around to help you. You will get codes. There would be previous codes which are written, everything. But when there will be something which will come up, you won't hesitate, or you won't get hesitant about it. You know that this is the way I will get it. This is the this is the way where I'll get the report structure, put in the data, and after that, what we will do? This is the type of macro for the template which I will be getting from the sponsor company, and this is the way the proc report level based on which I can generate the report, put the output. Simple. But to be very honest, the way world is moving right now, these things are also getting automated. So what you will might do is, you won't, unless and until you go in a startup when they are doing this from a scratch. All the big companies have automated macros which are written. You just have to execute them. The report gets generated. What you need to do is maximum. You need to, if there are any issues, you need to understand the code and make those changes, because everything is getting automated. But because we are working on getting those things automated, because everything is looking into, everyone is looking into automation and getting the people, lesser cost cutting and lesser human labor needed.
So one question, Archit. When you're saying automated, you mean only the template part?
No, all these codes also will be automated, because for the same, like suppose for a vaccine study, the listings which I showed you for all the vaccine studies happening in all the organizations, that there would be more or less the same kind of reports will be there, same kind of listings, same kind of tables, same kind of SDTM, same kind of SDTM structure. So if you write the code, Whatever data is there, if you run the code, the data will come and fetch you the results. That's it. So why not write the code of these tables? Like not only the template, this code also they will write. Let's say set adam.adsl, keep subject ID and RFIC. Now, whichever study is it for vaccine, whichever, if you have, because the structure will be more or less similar, it will give you the result. That is where it's getting automated. Even if you have the code, there is a manual person who will write it, right? Write and execute it. That also they are slowly removing I mean, that also they are diminishing that role. They'll have a Oracle job, which every day on 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. they will execute the job. All these programs will get refreshed, run, and whatever data is there, it will come up. The concept of real-time data has come up. Like whenever there is data getting in the EDC system, or whenever there is data being collected from the sites of the patients, then and there an interim study report will be created. So that, yeah, the sponsor can see how many adverse events are happening, how many concomitant medications have been given, are there any ASA, they can, every real-time data they can see. And by seeing that real-time data, they can decide that, okay, this is where people are getting problems, this is where people's vital signs are dropping, this is the side effects that are happening. So real-time monitoring they can do, rather than spending the entire money on the trial, then the trial does not pass and all the money goes to waste. They can take mid-study decisions.
So this is like happening through EDC,
This
the
generally
interim study data.
exactly this happens. These are the reports which you have to create after the study. So can also be automated. But when the data starts coming in, previously what used to happen, there was no data analytics, real-time data, machine learning, or generative analytics, right? Generative AI, which is so hot in the market. Like, what can you do right now? So if something comes up, it will give you that, okay, this is the current state. Going ahead, the next 6 months of the study, these many patients might have adverse events. These many side effects can be shown. These are the effects of the medicine. So the person who has spent money, the sponsor, suppose be it AstraZeneca, be it whatever top pharmaceutical companies, they can understand that, okay, this is the problem with the study. Let's put the study on hold now. Let's go back, make some changes, modifications to the drug if we can do, or then we can go ahead with the study. Mid-study change. So they don't have to wait for the entire trial to get over, then have the reports, and the reports does not look good, and FDA rejects, and all the money goes into waste, and they again have to start from scratch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is simple now. What we have to do in this report. So coming back to the report, we need ADSL, the subject ID, and their date of informed contents, all the lists. Now, if it had been that we want the subject ID based on the dates, like on 1st November, suppose on 1st November 2024, how many subjects have given informed consent? Account. That is something where we are doing some kind of an analysis, or we are doing from the listings, we are trying to get the counts group wise. Then that will come into tables. TLF is table, listings, and figures. Last is figures. From listings, basically we do tables, and from tables we try to do the figures. Okay. So now we are at the initial stage listing. So what do? We take ADSL, Adam ADSL, keep use subject ID, RFIC, BTC. Same we do it. Data ADSL, A into it, those things you know. Same structure. We give the same thing and we execute it. And we execute the report. Let's execute it. Everything is same. See, ODS report, proc report, page one. Page one. We say order no print based on page one, because if there are more, we don't want to print. Same thing. Let's execute and see. We've got it. Subject number, date of informed consent. This is the informed consent. We have this today's date. If we go down, 2020, we have that. And how do we get it in PDF? This is how we get in PDF. PDF, we have some changes, because this is a change we will get in PDF. When I was working for another organization, I also have seen that. that this is something that the PDF will not give you the exact one. There are some level of difference which are there, but that is okay. The main structure is very clear and correct. Got it? Any questions?
So, Archit, so do we have to send the FDA? This is in a PDF format or which format?
We generally can send it in a PDF also. We can send it in an RTF as well.
Okay.
It can be sent in both ways. The entire, it's a part of, I think, an ECTD document, which is submitted from a regulatory aspect, where we have the SDTMs, where we have the ADAMs, where we have the TLFs, and also where we have the clinical study reports. Because they are based on these reports, there would be a medical writing team who will write the cases, like what actually happened, what is the study. There would be a case, report form, CSR, it's called, clinical study reports, where the entire trial is listed out. What were the observations, what happened, how was it done, everything is listed out. And apart from that, there is that's a type of medical writing. Like that is like we have SDTM, we have ADAM, we have TLF, we have a clinical study report of the entire, listing about the entire study and submitting. That's a part of our EC3 submission. Then also we have something else like the drug discovery method, all the documents that also goes to EC3 submission for the drug to get approved. There are 4-5 things, so they come under regulatory submissions. So you have to submit that to the FDA. FDA takes time, goes through them, calls you in their office, discusses those, and then finally the drug is approved for commercialization. Okay. But please, I request you to go through this. This SDTM final is very good. If you sit with a cool mind and start reading it, because there are a lot of things. Everything is not possible to recover. But the more you go through it, now, the more you will get understand, you get interest, because it's so beautifully written here. What are the things which are there? How will you see? What are the, if you see one subject, ABC 123, for example, the DM, this is the study. See, this is the domain ID DM, and see, this is the U subject ID. Each and every line, there is a distinct row. So this is first subject. U subject. U subject is nothing but concatenation of study number. If you see ABC 123 is the study number. So you have ABC 123, study number, then you have the subject number. What is the subject number? If you see 01001, then you have 01001. It is basically concatenation of 3 things: study number, site number, subject type, so that it becomes unique. It becomes absolutely unique. Unique subject identifier, U subject ID. It's called unique subject ID. Okay, subject ID. Then we have got RFSTDTC. When was the drug given? When was the drug ended? If there is any other thing apart from the drug, when was it given? Before the drug, when that ended? When is the informed consent date? In most of the cases, if you see, RFICDTC and RFXTDTC is the same. Okay. Then we have seen RFIC. When was the informed consent form? When did the study ended? This is the site ID. This is the investigator name, the person who was investigating. I mean, suppose I am the patient, Johnson J was asking me questions, taking my details. This is the person. What was the birth date of the patient? What was the age of the patient? Age of the patient 57, and what is the units? Months, days, what? It is years. Sex of the patient, race of the patient, white, black, Hispanic, whatever. Ethnicity, arm code, arm code, ACTAM code. So this is something which is interesting. What is it? That means arm is, suppose I would be giving Priyanka drug A, and that drug, I have planned to give Priyanka drug A as a patient, and I plan to give Priyanka drug A. Okay. And that drug A has a synonym basically, like we have, right? Like we have a name, and our employee code is our identifier. Correct? Same way. ARM is drug A. It's a, what will I say? It's the full name of the drug, and ARM code, ARMCD is the code of it. That's just A. Like it's the employee ID. Same thing. Good name, nickname, identify. Employee code, employee ID. Same. And what was the actual drug given to Priyanka? So during the study, we have planned I'll give Priyanka drug A. But during a study, did we give drug A? Actually, did we give? Yes. we have given drug A to her. Then also AI, see, it is act arm, actual arm. The arm is the planned arm. ACT arm is the actual arm or actual drug which is given to plan. And what is the code for it? Okay. Then which is the country? That's it. See, if you see this patient, we don't have any arm code. See, it's screen failure. What is the reason? Why was nothing given? It's a screen failure. Because it might have failed because of something. He did not pass inclusion exclusion criteria, and that's why could not give. So it's very, very clearly written for each and every domain. I'll definitely come to it some part when we go for it. But this is basically you'll get to know the SDTM quicker if you use it. The document is so good and robust and deep, and it's the latest one. I don't know if they have a 3.4 right now, but yeah, this is basically the latest as of now. I know. Okay. Next, we quickly switch on to this one, which is 16.2.1.4. What do we have? Withdrawals from the study. Are there any withdrawals from the study? Okay. Withdrawals from the study. Are there any people who have withdrawn from the study? In between study, they have withdrawn. So what do we need? We need subject ID. We need what? Reason for discontinuation. DCREAS. So in ADSL, we have subject ID. Also, we have DCREAS, a reason. Let's see in ADSL, do we have that? And this is ADSL. We have subject ID. DCREAS. Do we have something like that? Let's go. Yes, we have DCREAS. Very good. Okay. Then we have date of last exposure to treatment. When was the person last exposed to the treatment? TRT EDT. TRT EDT. Let's see where we have TRT EDT. Yes, we have TRT EDT. Very good. So we have that. And finally, what do we need? We need end of study status, EOSSTT. EOSSTT. We have that. We have EOSSTT. Okay. Perfect. Now tell me one thing. Look into the title of this listing, withdrawals from study. So do you think we should be taking the ones who have completed, yes or no?
No.
Correct. No. We have all the patient details here, the ones who have completed, the ones who have not. What is your STT? First, if you click on this, you will see end of study status. What is the status, boss, of that patient? Did he complete the study? Did that person end the study? That is where. End of study status. What is the status of that? Completed, discontinued, nothing. What is it basically? Okay. We have completed here. Then what should we take? Tell me.
Who is discontinued from the study?
Correct. Who is discontinued from the study? And there is also blanks. Should we take that blanks? We might not. But let's not take blanks as of now. Okay, because for blanks, we don't know the study status. It's not that the person has discontinued. But what? We don't know it. Whether the person has discontinued or not. So let's not take that.
So we usually take it the missing values, or we don't take it missing values in the listing.
But that depends on study. If someone says, okay, these data are not available. For these persons, the data is not available. We generally don't take the blank because blank is not discontinued. Probably we don't have data for them. Like see, they have not taken the drug only. And the first point only they have been rejected. So if discontinuement was the patient has been discontinued because of some patient reason or because of the trial reasons, they have not been able to do. They have not been able to get that. But at that point of time, that status should be discontinued. But here blank is we don't know whether the patient probably has enrolled, but suddenly we have not got, or we don't have any data for them. Something like that. But it's not that we should not take. It's a very good question, Priyanka. It depends on study. Like if this is a situation occurs, But when you are practicing this, you can understand that, yeah, you can take the data of blank or you cannot take the data of blank. Okay.
So in this case, Arjit, like suppose there are a lot of discontinued, right? Some might be discontinued because of some adverse event, or some might have
Correct.
withdrawn by themselves. You
Correct.
know, so in this case, how we need to segregate that, like what to include and what not to include.
That is where we have the reason. That is where we are coming for the reason. See,
Hmm.
why is it? See, this is the reason. Sorry, this is the reason discontinuation.
Okay.
We have that.
Hmm.
Let's do it. Let's do this one. If I go up, see, ADSL, adam.adsl, if EOS TTT equal to discontinued, we have to give this condition. Then keep subject ID, DCRES, treatment end date, EOSTP, exactly the ones which have been asked for. Okay. Then data ADSL, set ADSL, we have to give the treatment date in ISO format, ISO 86, because it's a date that we would be taking. So we format it in ISO format. Learn this. This is an ISO format in short that you can write. IS 8601 DA dot, because it's only contains date. If it was a date and time, it would have contained ISO 8601 DT dot. Got it?
If it's time, you said it's ISO.
Huh?
What did you say for date and time?
For date and time, we would need DT dot. Do we have date and time here in TRTVP? No. We just have the dates. In some cases, we also have time, right? But here we don't have time. In that case, it will be just be DA dot. DA stands for date, DT stands for date time. Got it?
Yeah, but the template does not mention which format the date has to be. So do we have to take that as default ISO?
Yes, that's a default that we have to do. Correct. Everything and anything which you are dealing with in clinical SAS has to be in that ISO date format. Okay, so that's a default one that you will have to understand. Okay, just a minute. So what do we have? We have TRTD. Let's try this. Let's see. Data ADSL, keep ADSL format.
Jit, I have a question. In these data sets, you are using every data set as a ADSL only, right?
Correct.
Don't we like give a different data set name, or?
These are some of the very preliminary in listings. These are some of the very preliminary listings that we need. All ADSL. But if you have something different, we will definitely need for it. We will come. I think let me see if I have some place where we need different data set and we can get that from you. Or if not in listings, definitely in tables you will get different data sets. Like
Okay.
this is subject level that we have ADLB. Lab data that we have got, there will be a SDTM lab data. So from
Mhm.
that SDTM lab data, we would be creating analysis of lab. It's called ADLB. For
Mhm.
CM, concomitant medication, the SDTM part, the data set standardized will be CM, but when we are analyzing that, it will become ADCM, analysis data model of concomitant medication data set.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and ADSL is the corresponding of DM, not exactly corresponding, I would say. It's basically, it like DM has all the unique records, ADSL has also all the unique records, but it has some more columns as well. So there's a structure
Mhm.
of ADSL. So more columns means it's not only the DM columns which would be there, it would also have some columns for medical history, also have some columns. All the unique columns, all the unique identifiers of that patient, all the important variables will be there in the ADSL dataset.
Okay. But going forward, you'll teach us how to create the SDTMs, right?
Yes, there is an SDTM part which I'll show you for one or
Okay.
couple of SDTM domains so that you get an understanding based on the specification how to do that.
Okay.
Everywhere there will be separate teams. There will be a separate team working on SDTM. There will be a separate team working on ADAM. There will be a separate team working on TLF. There will be a separate team working on the CRF annotation and uh, specification generation.
Okay.
Everything you'll get different. Yeah, there will be different things.
Thank you.
Okay. So now
So
what?
Archit,
Yes.
just I wanted to ask, like, if you are using the same dataset name, right? So we are basically overwriting it, right?
Yeah.
So is it,
Yes. Correct.
yeah? So is it okay to do that in the real time, or
No,
like,
not a problem. Yeah, not a problem at all. Because when you are doing it, it gets overwrite ADSL. But ultimately, you are generating a report, right? All these are in the work library.
yeah,
So while you are creating an ADSL based on these. So now when you are creating a different listing with ADSL, even Adam, even if it gets the ADSL data set which you're creating in the work directly, even if it
yeah,
gets converted in, then not a problem.
yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Ah,
it's created in work. Yeah,
it's
got it.
creating a work. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's basically if you create one after the other, there's no point in it, right? It will
yeah,
just heavy the application, all these data sets. So it's better you, whenever you are doing it, you create the temporary data set in work library, you have the code ready, then you log off. Temporary, I mean, work library gets flushed out of all the data sets, and but you have the code again when you just open and execute the code, and it's correct. It will come.
yeah.
The report will be generated. That's it. So here, if we
Okay.
go work ADSL, what all we have? Use subject ID, the reason, TRT, and yeah, see, these are the people who have discontinued, and there is a reason for it. And the blank we can take, but we don't have a reason for that. That's why it's not exactly discontinued. It's something which we are unknown. Understand the difference? That's why we have taken the people who have discontinued the clinical trial. See, subject withdrawn by subject. Reason was subject probably didn't feel like it. It was an adverse event. The person lost to follow up, did not follow up. It was an adverse event. It was a screen failure. These are the reasons which are there. We have this, okay? Then what we do? Then we go. We don't need this one because it was something to change the format, but this is not required. I think we can delete this part. Straight away we go here, and then we execute the query. And let's see how we get it. This is the report RTF. We have written it twice here. Maybe for a reason it was there. Let me do it in PDF as well once. Let me comment this out. It's the same repetition, I think. See, it's come up. Here, what I have done, this paging also 0 to 1. If LNT greater than 3, then do page 1 plus 1 LNT. So it should have been 3 in one page, but you can see it's 6 come in one page. Then let's see what's the problem. Let's go down. Let's go down. The problem is we did not give page here. See, page 1, which is this one, ADSL, written LNT 0, page 1, 1. So what I did here was I have given that with every page. Let's see the data set first. See, The first three will be in one page, the second three will be in another page, and the last one will be in the third page. Ideally, correct? There would be 3 pages. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes.
Yes, but
According to the
Yes.
previous data set, it got
correct,
generated
correct.
that.
It should be there. But if you see here in the proc report, I did not define the page at all. I did not define the page at all, and that is the reason why you did not get it. If I open the PDF as well, if you see, it's just one. So now I remember why I had written this code at the middle. So here I have given define page one, order no. And also here given break after page one. So let's execute this and check if we get it at all or not. What happened?
So you comment the code, right? Is it okay?
Apart from the code, I am working on this. ADSL has page one. Yeah, this is okay. ODS close call. Title one, everything is done fine. Then I will go down, proc report data ADSL split. Okay. Now see in one page, see in another page. Since there are 7, the last one is in different page. Let's check the PDF. 3 in one page, 3 in one page, and the last one. But don't have to worry about this. This is something which you'll get eventually, easily. That's not a problem. Worry about this part because these will not change. This will make some changes which will already be. Worry about this part. This is the interesting part. Got it?
Actually, one question. Are you getting any error message in your log regarding the cell width or something?
Use of
What
cell
is this
with
about?
header or footer will rarely in expected results. Yes. Cell with these are warnings. These are not exactly errors. Just remember one thing. Whenever you are writing this code, you see, I'll tell you the problem here, what I did. Here it is 100%. What did I do? 20, 20, 20, 20. How does it come? 20, 20, 20, 20. It comes to 80. Correct? So it should not
Right.
show error. Yes. But if it was 5 columns, then the last column you could not have given 20. The last column you could not have given 20. You should have given 19. It should be less than 100. It cannot be 100. It should always be less than 100. So if you have 5 columns which you want to accommodate, it should be 20, 20, 20, 20, and 19. It cannot be 100. You have to take little less than the entire group. Got it? I'm sending you these two. Apart from that, I'm sending you one more for practice at home.
So in this case, what we can do to remove that warning, Chit?
Use of cell width output in spanning header or footer will rarely. This is something like how will you do it? This is not a like a difficult error or something. It just gives it is just basically a note which SAS is giving you that for conventional usage specify output width only for the data cell column. So that's it.
It's a warning, right? It's not no.
It's not an error.
No, it's not error, but still it's a warning.
There is a warning, yes. It's in saying that use of cell width output in a spanning header or footer will rarely yield expected result. It's basically saying that the column footer that you are using will yield expected results for conventional usage. Specify output width for the data column cells, only for the data column cells. For data column cells, it's saying, okay, don't give it in header, just give it in
So
footer.
it means that
Probably if we remove the column this one, probably this warning will go. But it might also come because I have a loop. I mean, I have a older version of this SAS. That's why. Probably when you do it in the SAS, in online SAS, you will not get this. So there will be a difference. Okay,
Okay.
there will be a difference. But warning, you don't have to worry about. There might be some warning which is not compatible with SAS at times, but that's okay. That's not an issue at all. You have to make a lot of, you have to think about a lot of things from the functionality perspective to get that errors removed. So don't have to do that. It's okay.
Yeah, I did get that same warning in the studio too.
Same warning, huh? Or then you get
In the online,
online. Hmm. Okay, I'm stopping.